Welcome to my booktube newbie tag. Why do you love reading? I read so many books. No one cares. This is stupid. There is literally so much I love about reading. Shoot me, okay? What does your book collection look like? Ooh, I almost just fell. There we go. Are we ready? I think we're ready. Let's do this. Welcome to my booktube newbie tag. This is a little bit of a twist because I've been uploading on this channel for almost a year now. So I'm newbie-ish. I'm still learning the ropes, but have a little bit of experience under my belt. And I never filmed this video. I didn't know it was a thing when I started uploading videos to this channel. And as I've watched more booktube, I realized a lot of creators do this, and I thought it would be fun as a little check-in for the first day of Bookmas to go through the booktube newbie tag and answer all of these questions. At the end, give an updated book collection. Since it has changed, the first video on my channel you'll see is a bookshelf tour. So welcome or welcome back. My name is Emily, or M. You can call me either. I answer to both. I currently have some herbal tea with some raw honey in my little cute ceramic mug. So grab a drink and let's get into this. The first question is, why did you start this channel? So I started uploading videos and creating videos. I actually have been filming videos since I left college, just random clips here and there and like vlogs and stuff, and then I would never do anything with the footage. I would just delete it and be like, oh, no one cares. This is stupid. Why am I recording this? But yeah, so ever since I graduated college in 2021, I was doing that. And I was starting to read more when I graduated too, so I feel like I was consuming, especially in 2023, I felt like I read, I think, a little over 60 books, which is, I think, the most books I have read in a year ever, maybe besides when I was younger. I didn't keep track back then. I read so many books and I was consuming so much literature and, again, just reading a lot that I wanted to have an outlet to be able to voice my opinions and reviews and just connect with the community about books and other things as well. Eventually, I am hoping to post other videos, not just book related content, but for right now, that's what we're working with, and it's been fun so far. Really enjoyed it. I'm happy I made the decision, but it can be a little hard, which we will talk about in a follow-up question. Also, I'm taking this from like the 2014, I think it's like fandom booktube, so if there's a newer version of this that's out, I just don't know it. What are some fun and unique things you can bring to booktube? I think everybody has something unique about themselves, their experiences, what makes you you, and I think what I can really bring to booktube is the range of genres that I read from. Of course, I'm normally reaching for romance and fantasy and things around those genres, but I also do love a nonfiction book. I love a self-help book. Shoot me, okay? I love reading about science and medicine. I love reading about psychology. I'll read anything. Truly, fiction, historical fiction, science fiction, mystery thriller. So like you can really find so much variety of books on this channel, and that's what's exciting, is I feel like there's something for everybody. I also feel like I come from a background that is not literature. My undergraduate degree was in biology, so I kind of have that science mindset, how I like evaluate things and view things, so that might be different from people who have been in English and literature for a longer period of time. So yeah, those are a couple unique things and things about me that I could bring to booktube. What are you most excited for this new channel? But since I've been posting for a year, I'm going to talk about what I'm most excited for the future of this channel, and especially next year too, since this is Bookmas and we're approaching the end of the year. So one thing I'm most excited for is just to post more book reviews, to be able to continue to do this in my free time, to be able to read more. From last year to this year, I increased how many books I read by 50, by 40, which is a lot. I'm excited to explore even more stories in the future. So I'm also excited to connect with members of the booktube community about literature and have discussions on books and other things in life. So yeah, those are a few things that I'm excited about in the upcoming years. I'm also excited to hopefully post more on my Bookstagram / travel / just lifestyle account, because I normally don't go on short form content that often, so it can be easy for me to kind of drop off that, but I would really love to be more consistent and pick that up in the new year. But what's a better time than now? So now when Bookmas starts, I'm hopefully going to be posting more in December and well into the future. So go follow it if you aren't already. Why do you love reading? There is literally so much I love about reading. It is one of my favorite things to do, hence why I started this channel, and to share my thoughts and opinions on books. To be able to read and just experience so many things through characters, hear stories that maybe you wouldn't get to experience in your own life is so much fun. I love the range of works that I can pick from. I love that there's a book for every mood and every person. I truly believe that. I love the awe feeling I get when I find a book I love that I just can't shut up about. Yeah, I love. I love connecting with characters who've maybe had similar experience with me. I love getting new perspectives. I just read Real Americans, and that book I thought was just incredible, and I love getting to experience incredible works of literature. I love getting to read a silly romance novel. Truly, my favorite thing at the end of the day is when I get in bed and pick up my Kindle and read. I can kind of escape reality. A lot of people read for escapism, and I definitely do that as well. But what I love most about reading is the feeling that books can bring and the range of emotions that it can bring out in a person. Fear, excitement. Humans can understand so much through stories, and when you have a story unfold to you through a book, I think that's the best thing. What book or series got you into reading? I've been a reader basically my whole life. When I was in high school, kind of towards the end of my college career, I didn't pick up a book for personal pleasure. Like in that time, I didn't read in high school, and then I read a lot of nonfiction in college, and then I really got back into fiction, which is what I mostly read now. Any fiction genre, like I mentioned, romance, science fiction, fantasy, mystery, thriller. I probably won't read horror. I forgot to mention that earlier, but never say never. I don't like horror movies, but maybe a book would be different. If you have any horror recommendations for a newbie, let me know. Yeah, so I didn't really pick up a book again until my last year of college, which was 2021. So had a big break, but probably when I was younger, I really I'm thinking like elementary school. Junie B. Jones, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, stuff like that. And then in my adult life, really when I got back into it, it was Sarah J. Maas and Emily Henry who got me back into reading in my adulthood. What questions would you ask your fave booktubers? One of the questions I would ask is what has been like their biggest challenges or struggles with booktube, and what have they learned from it? How have they adapted to that challenge, faced it? I would also ask about their favorite reads and maybe some controversial book opinions that they have. I feel like those would be some good conversations about books. I mean, this community is so special. Everyone has so much knowledge with the amount of stories we consume. So I think, yeah, any of these questions about the works or about their own experiences with booktube or just life in general, I would love to learn about. What challenges do you think starting a booktube channel will be the hardest to overcome? Since I'm almost a year into this, I can kind of talk about some of the challenges and then maybe predict some future challenges that may come up as I continue posting and hopefully growing this YouTube channel. I think one of the biggest challenges has been consistency and finding a time. It's not hard for me to find times to read and to film me reading and to talk about it, but I think what's the hardest is to be able to sit down and to edit and to like find the time for that, because I work a full-time job, I have a life outside of that full-time job, I'm reading, I'm filming, so it can be a little difficult and time consuming, but overall I'm really happy I'm doing this because I'm putting myself out of my comfort zone by filming myself talking to a camera and posting it on the internet. I mean, overall it's been a good experience, but I'd say that is one of the most challenging things. I'd say not focusing too much on numbers and being like, oh, I've been uploading for a year but only have, you know, blah 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 subscribers. I took a break over the summer because I was super busy with school applications, so that was something that affected it and like in a little bit of a slump. So I think finding the time, being consistent, and then not focusing too much on numbers and just doing it because I genuinely love sharing my opinion on books, and what I've learned about editing has been extremely valuable in the whole process of uploading videos to YouTube, creating videos. That has been amazing. Also, I haven't mentioned this yet, but we're about halfway through, so I want to mention that I'm filming on a new camera. I borrowed this camera and I'm testing it out because I've just been using my GoPro and it doesn't have the best light settings, and where I live in the winter the sun isn't out for long and it's also very gloomy a lot of the times. So let me know what you guys think of the quality of this. Hopefully the audio is okay too, because I don't want that to flop after I've been filming for 16 minutes already, so let me know. When did I start reading? So I kind of mentioned this earlier a little bit, but I started reading really when I was young. I feel like my parents always had books around the house. I loved different series, Junie B. Jones, I loved Clementine, Magic Tree House was like when I was really young was a big one. And then again, took that break. In high school, really didn't read much for pleasure at all. In college, mostly read nonfiction, so kind of picked it up again, but not so much since I was mostly reading my textbooks and a few nonfiction books on the side. Really, once I got towards the end of college was when I got back into seriously reading again and always having a book that I'm reading and that type of stuff. Where do I read? So I mostly read in my room. Like I mentioned, a lot of my reading time comes before I go to bed when I just have my Kindle, and it's really easy in the winter too because it's dark, so I'm like, I don't want to do anything. Let me sit in my bed, let me read. I feel like most of my videos, my clips of me reading is in my bed. I'll sit on my floor sometimes. If I don't want to sit in my bed, I'll sit in my reading chair. Sometimes I'll go to a coffee shop. I like reading when I'm traveling. I went to New York recently, which my New York book shopping video will be a part of Bookmas. You will see that. Yeah, I went to a matcha shop and read there, which was nice. I'll read anywhere, but mostly those are the places I'm going to be reading. Sometimes I'll go and read at Barnes & Noble if I need a change of pace, or a coffee shop, or my public library. Why are you blinking? Hold on. Okay, I think we're good. Is it working? Are the cameras rolling? What kind of books do you like to read? So again, just to repeat myself, I will read anything. General fiction or literary fiction, historical fiction, mystery thriller, horror, maybe not. I haven't explored that genre so much. Manga, haven't really explored that either. I'm not opposed to comic books. I really enjoyed comic books when I was younger. YA, a little bit I'll dip my toe in, but mostly romance and fantasy and some science fiction is where the majority of my reads are coming from. That also might evolve too as I grow in age, as I read more and more as I get older, but at this point in time, those are what I'm reaching for. All right, we have answered the 10 questions that I needed to answer, and now our 11th question at the 11th hour is, what does your book collection look like? So I'm gonna show you guys my bookshelves, my little TBR area, and we'll get into that. So this is my big bookshelf where the majority of my collection is held. So I have 5 shelves. So on the first shelf up there, I have my small town romances, which I've been eating those up recently if you've watched any of my recent videos, but Lila Sage, Elsie Silver, Abby Jimenez, Butcher and Blackbird, and then the first of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. And then I just have that little bookend. And then over here, this is from like my childhood bedroom, I'm pretty sure. And I think this is my graduation. Yeah, my college graduation tassel. And then these are just my ropes from high school and college. And then I have these lights going down on this side that you saw. That's my marathon stuff, ignore that. The second shelf from the top is more romance and some general fiction with Taylor Jenkins Reid. You can see Emily Henry, Allie Hazelwood, Hannah Grace, Carly Fortune, Catherine Center, Ashley Poston on this shelf. And then I just have, this is actually a candle, but it makes a cute fall pumpkin decoration, which I'll probably be changing those out for more Christmassy stuff soon. This is my Sarah J. Maas shelf, The Queen. I have a little pumpkin down there that my mom got me this fall season. And then, yeah, that's pretty much that shelf. I don't have much room on this, so when Girly publishes her next release, I'm gonna have to figure that out. This one's a little messy. I really want to do a Throne of Glass reread, and we will be reading ACOTAR together soon, so keep an eye out for that. All right, next we have my fantasy. I have a little bit of science fiction. I have An Ember in the Ashes and A Torch Against the Night, Assistant to the Villain, Apprentice to the Villain, some Olive E. Blake, 2 different ones. She's not by each other because it's kind of by color. Anyways, I don't really have an organizing system. I'm like, if it's pleasing to the eye. My romance books up there at least were mostly alphabetical order, but then yeah, I have Allie Hazelwood, Separate in the Wings of Night, Clarissa Broadbent, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, The Cruel Prince, One for My Enemy by Olive E. Blake, and then Red Rising, which I really want to get to the next book in that series because that was really good, and then my library book that I need to return. Down here is a little more complex. I have like my chargers. Oh, I forgot to show you guys. My mom got me a little Grogu for Christmas last year, and I thought it was so cute. But I think little tea lights kind of like this would be cute in him to like illuminate him and give the bookshelf some light at night, because again, it gets dark so early and I don't really have an overhead light either, but I like having ambient light on at night, so I think that would be cute. Anyways, down to the bottom shelf, I have my chargers down there. Ignore my Apple Watch is charging. And this is my Harry Potter. When my parents sold my childhood home is the only book collection that I kept, which I kind of regret not keeping. Like, I had all of the Hunger Games and other books that I loved reading when I was younger, so I kind kind of regret that, but it's okay, whatever. I can always buy them again if I want to. Harry Potter, I'll probably move that soon, but this is mostly my hardbacks. And then these I'm not really sure what to do with. Powerless and Reckless, I'm not sure if I want to keep them. I'm still deciding. Same with Love Unwritten. And then I accidentally have 2 copies of that book, which I need to get rid of. And maybe I'll just give it to a little free library by me. Then we have Iron Wing and Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. There we go, Emily. And then I have my V.E. Schwab book that I'm obsessed with. Divine Rivals, Ruthless Files, which I also have 2 copies of. I'm like, what one do I want to get rid of? I haven't decided, so I'm keeping them both for right now. And then I have Funny Story. My friend got me this for my birthday. It's a little Scorpio candle. I'm like, wait, that's so cute. So that's the big bookshelf in my room, which there's honestly not a lot of room left on it, but that's okay. We digress and move on to my little nonfiction section, which is a mix of a lot of things. Outlive, 101 Essays. I got that photography book in New York City. 48 Laws of Power, The Alchemist, which is technically fiction. I don't know, in my brain it belongs over there. I have some poetry, Untamed, some finance book, and then another New York book that I got there. This is my only special edition. This is Beach Read, and I just think it's beautiful. I wasn't gonna get it, and then I saw it in Target, and I was like, well, that'll do it. So she is displayed there. I think it looks so cute. That butter yellow is just gorgeous next to my dried Trader Joe's flowers. On these shelves, I just have a bunch of knickknacks, but I also have my Magnolia Parks, my Boys of Tommen, Binding and Keeping 13. There is those books up there, which I think is cute and adds a little bit to this shelf. Over here, which, wow, that's bright, I just have my little pocket editions of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Finally, I have my TBR. Well, my physical TBR. There's a lot more books that I want to read than I own currently. There's my physical TBR. So that concludes this booktube newbie tag. As always, I hope you enjoyed. If you did, if you could please subscribe or like this video, I would really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!